Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all folks in between, and welcome to the third annual Easter edition of Aunt Millicent's Cooking Show. Welcome back to the show. It is Easter weekend that's coming up, and I do have a tradition of making some fun things on Easter. If you remember last year, I had bunny butt cupcakes, which were a riot, and then before that, I just made a simple bunny cake for Easter. So bunny thing will continue this year, and we're going to be making something that I thought looked like a lot of fun, and hopefully things will work out. It's called the Crescent roll carrots, and we're going to be stuffing them with some chicken salad, and they will visually knock you out. So without further ado, let's apron up and let's get started. Okay, before some of y'all panic and think carrots, what are you going to make out of carrots? I'm not crazy about vegetables. Fear not, because this is actually just a sandwich. Okay, it has an Easter theme, and but there's absolutely no carrots in it unless you want to put it in the chicken salad. So anyway, first thing you're going to need is going to be some Crescent roll dough sheets. Pretty cool. These are just like Crescent rolls, but they're not cut up. You can get these in your frozen section at your store. The next thing you're going to need is some parsley. This is going to make the green part of our carrot, okay? Probably won't eat it, but it'll look fantastic, okay? And then next we have food coloring. This recipe calls for orange food coloring, but for those of you who have limited stores, you may not have orange. So guess what? When you mix a little bit of yellow and red, you get orange. So got you covered, okay? Those of you who flunked art, you need to study up, okay? All right, next thing, and finally, I'm going to cheat on this show because it's run out of time in the kitchen, am I right? So I've just got some chicken salad from my local store. You can make your own chicken salad. There's a huge debate about chicken salad and what to put in it, what not to put in it. I'm not going to get into that. Get your favorite chicken salad and make it later on the show. Sometime I will make my own chicken salad, which will be superior to everybody's on the planet, but we won't go into that right now. Okay, so anyway, get your own chicken salad, and this is what's going to go inside our carrots. This will make sense in a minute, okay? So let's get cooking. Completely forgot, it must be the ears. You have to have aluminum foil. What we're going to do is take the aluminum foil and make some molds to make our bread turn out to be shaped like a carrot, okay? It'll make sense in just a minute. So don't forget the aluminum foil. Sorry about that. Okay, y'all, go ahead and pop open your Crescent dough. True story about one of these. I got a cousin who lives down in Texas, and it got really, really hot one day, and she was shopping for groceries. And one of these, she bought it at the store, I guess, or the biscuits or whatever it is in it. Thing pops off in the back of her car just as loud as it could go. She thought somebody had shot at her, no lie. Anywho, go ahead and pop it open. And go ahead and roll out your dough, okay? So that's all there is to that part, okay? Now, this is the part where it's going to be kind of fun. You got to go get yourself a pizza cutter, okay? If you don't have one, you probably have to use a knife, okay? And you're going to cut this into 1-inch strips. You don't know how long an inch is. Look at your finger, and it's about this part right here at the end of your knuckle. You can estimate it. If it's not an inch, it's close enough, unless you got some big old banjo picking fingers or something. You know, it's probably going to be about an inch, okay? All right, so I want to scoot this down a little bit. And remember, you're just kind of going for 1 inch of dough, okay? And this is going to be wrapped around our mold to make this carrot mold, okay, that our chicken salad is going to go in. So I'm just going to eyeball it here. Whoops, as I'm on my way back, I'm cutting more than I should. So just take your time. You got nothing else to do, right? Because there we go. Ooh, nice. Okay. And we got some little refuse over here. It's refusing to cooperate. There we go. So this should look like this, okay? So cut this into about 8 of these. If you have some left over, you can just wad it up back together and roll it in, okay? So I want to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, the next thing we got to do is get our foil out, okay? And you need to tear the foil out probably about maybe 4, 5, 6 inches or so, a sheet like this. And what we're going to do is use this and kind of roll it up to in a carrot shape, kind of a cone shape, okay? Might take a little bit of practice. You can leave all the air in it you want, okay? It's kind of, you just have to kind of practice at it. That's probably a little too big this way, but it's okay as long as it's roughly carrot shaped. You know, somebody thought that doesn't look like a carrot, it looks like a cyber carrot, whatever. Okay, But anyway, that's kind of the shape you're going for. What our goal is going to be to do is to take your crescent roll strips and wrap them around this thing to make them look like a carrot, okay? So you'll just basically, and by the way, if you have a gap in it, no big deal, because we're going to bake them and it's going to fill in the space. At least I hope it will. And even if it doesn't, it's, you know, it's filled with chicken salad, so it won't be around very long anyway. Okay, so there you go. So that's kind of the general idea, okay? So it kind of looks like this, okay? And you can leave the air in the foil like that. And so I'm going to get to wrapping these things. I'll show you what they look like when I'm done. Hopefully it'll look good, okay? Okay, guys, now that we've got our wraps done, we're going to make this look a little bit more like a carrot, okay? So this is the kind of the tricky part. You need to get your food coloring out, okay? And get yourself about a tablespoon of water, and you can dilute it even more if it's kind of dark, okay? And I'm just going to take, usually the standard food coloring comes with red, yellow, green, and blue. I want to put a drop or two of yellow in here. Okay, maybe 3. And then I'm going to it'll look orange at first because that's the way that stuff works. And so if you mix this up with the water, you get this, it looks orange, okay? But if you put it on the bread over there, I've already tried this, it's going to look a little mustardy, okay? So we don't want mustard sandwiches here, okay? So I'm going to drop just the tiniest bit of red in here. And for those of you who took art class know, yellow plus red makes orange in most cases, unless you're, you know, doing computer stuff and then it's green. We won't go into that. All right, so I just put some red. It might even be too much red. Now it looks red. Okay, I'm going to experiment a little bit of this, but play around with your food coloring and see if you can get a nice orange tone. And you can try it on the carrot itself. Let's see what it looks like. This will probably be blood red, but I'll just put a drop on. So here's our carrot. Yeah, that looks a little, although, no, you know what? I think that'll work. See that? It looks orange to y'all. So just get yourself a little brush and dab that food coloring on there. And before you know it, it won't look like red anymore. It'll look like a carrot. Okay, I'll be right back when these are done. Okay, guys, the carrots they're not done, but they're ready to go in the oven. I'm going to bake these at 375 for about 10, 13 minutes, according to the package. They are very boldly orange, you can tell. So at this point, it just becomes a crescent roll bake-off. So I'll be back when this is done, okay? Okay, guys, we are finished with the baking part. Now we just got to finish these little sandwiches off. So what you have to do, and some of these guys, honestly, they kind of fell apart. I've got some recommendations on how to fix it. But I think you probably have to smooth out your dough on the surface so it doesn't stick. But when you're done with these, get yourself a small spoon and just cram as much chicken salad in here as you can, okay? That seems fairly easy. Although I do recommend a very small spoon because there's not a whole lot of room in here. These are just kind of hors d'oeuvres anyway, right? Okay, so once you get that in there, find yourself a nice serving plate because this is where the wow comes in. And place it on there and get yourself your parsley, okay? Get yourself a couple of sprigs of it. And I want to put it kind of to the side here, okay? And it's going to look like it's a carrot, no lie. And there you go. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and I'll present it to you, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, gang, we are finished. Have you eaten your vegetables today? Neither have I. So there you go. That's a plate full of little appetizers that look like carrots. They're not carrots. Got some floppy parsley over here. So like I said, put your parsley on the end like that. And it looks like a plate of vegetables. And anyway, there you go. Okay, so let's try us one of these here in a minute, okay? Okay, guys, we made it to the dining hall, and I have my carrot croissant snack with me, or appetizer. And these are fantastic. I love how they turned out and how they look. Anyway, I had the biggest difficulty with this was actually removing the foil from the inside of the croissants. I just had to twist it a lot to get it out. And some of my bread kind of came apart, but it's okay. It's just bread. But there are ways to fix that. One is you can smooth out your aluminum, and the other way is you could actually find these aluminum cones that you can bake with. So that's an idea. So let's try this out. I'm going to be nice and delicate and not eat with my hands. So, there we go. Well, that's some great chicken salad. I wish I had made it, but I didn't. And obviously you can take your parsley away and put it aside. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed making these little guys. They're a whole lot of fun. They're a huge smash. I think people will love them at your Easter party. So happy spring and happy Easter. And without further ado, I wish you a happy and healthy bon appetit.